This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, Nigerians react as Fani Kayode joins APC. Federal lawmaker Chisom Dike speaks on why he left PDP. Southern Governors Forum backs collection of VAT by Rivers State Government. Court sentences prophetess church member to life imprisonment for causing death of a man in Port Harcourt. Police in Rivers State arrest suspected member of car snatching syndicate. On the foreign scene, 7 Africans named in Time 100 influential list. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The APC says former President Goodluck Jonathan will have an opportunity to contest for the 2023 presidency if he joins the party. Its National Secretary APC caretaker John Akpanu-Duede, however, said Jonathan will not get an automatic ticket. Former Aviation Minister Fani Kayode has officially joined the APC. APC Caretaker Committee Chairman May Mala Buni presented him to President Buhari at the villa in Abuja. After the meeting, Fani Kayode said his decision to join the APC was led by the Spirit of God.
The appropriate time to do the right thing, to put Nigeria first, and to appreciate the efforts that have been made, particularly in the last couple of years, in terms of security, fighting insurgency, fighting terrorism, and most importantly is the appreciation of the fact that we must remain one as a nation, build bridges, work together to move the country forward. The efforts of the governor of Yobe State, the governor of Zamfara State, and a number of others, including the governor of Kogi, in their respective states, in helping Mr. President to move this country forward, cannot be ignored. And it's very, very important. It's not always negative. And when the time is right, we change direction.
FFK, as he is fondly called, said Nigerians are free to criticize him over his past political statements.
The only constant thing in life is change. You can't hold me to what I've said in the past if circumstances change. And I will always bow to superior argument. And let me say this, there's no way I will renege on my fundamental core values. I will fight for that from within this party to ensure it's done. I believe in fairness and in equity. But the most important thing for us today is this. We must not allow our country to fall apart based on disagreement and misunderstanding amongst one another. So if they criticize me for that, it's their right to do so. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I've made a choice. I believe I've been led by the Spirit of God, and I will fight the corner and fight for what I believe is right.
He added that discussions are on with the governors of Enugu, Oyo and Bauchi states, as well as other notable Nigerians to join the APC. Meanwhile, Nigerians online have criticized Fani Kayode, who has been a staunch critic of President Buhari, with some saying politicians cannot be trusted. The lawmaker representing Oyigbo Tai Eleme at the House of Representatives, Chisom Dike, says he left the PDP because only one person takes all the decisions in the party and members cannot complain or have a say. Mr. Dike spoke to our correspondent hours after defecting to the APC on the floor of the House yesterday. He said during the last PDP congresses in the state, he was not allowed to make any input.
APC that I have come to know, they have a leadership structure that is interactive, that is engaging, unlike the PDP where one person sits down and takes all decisions, whether you like it or not. For instance, when we had our Congress in PDP, you can imagine someone like me who is a member of the National Assembly. They had no input and he don't have the opportunity, he don't have access to leadership to make complaints and also to express the feelings of you, your supporters and your people. You don't belong to a place where you are not needed, where nobody cares about you, where nobody cares about your feelings.
Mr. Chisom Dike said his decision is to ensure that his constituents are not left out of the political scene in 2023.
The crisis, the lingering crisis and division in the People's Democratic Party, which I see that has no ending and it does not portend any future for or hope for members of the People's Democratic Party. So because of that, of course, that's one of the reasons I decided, to take a decision and on time to ensure that my federal constituency is not left out in the political scheme, going forward in 2023.
The federal lawmaker also revealed that the federal government has approved the construction of the Igbo Afam Road and called on the Rivers State government to allow the company responsible for the construction begin work on the road.
Up to today, politics is still going on. In fact, the moment the presidency approved that road, the next day, Rivers State government mobilized the commissioner for works that they want to do the road. So it has been back and forth between Rivers State government and Transcorp, and the people are suffering. Now tell me, as a representative and an indigenous and member of that local government, what are the expectations of my people? How do I keep quiet? Transcorp is to construct that road from Oyibo to Afam with their own money. So Rivers State government should allow Transcorp do the road.
In the meantime, spokesperson of the APC in Rivers State, Ogbonna Nwuke, has welcomed the defection of Chisom Dike. He said the defection shows that all is not well in the PDP.
You know that the PDP chairman is not as popular when it comes to Oyibo. The reason being that there is no access into Oyibo. There's nothing to show for it. We think that it sends a message, strong message, that all is not well within the People's Democratic Party. And it also shows that perhaps the ultimate care is not taken. Much more persons in the PDP who are serving currently at the National Assembly may withdraw and join the APC.
In the meantime, Southern Governors Forum has backed the Rivers State government's position on the collection of VAT. This was part of the resolution reached during its meeting held at the Enugu State Government House. Chairman of the forum and Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu read a 6-point communique to journalists.
The meeting resolved to support the position that the collection of VAT falls within the powers of the state.
Mr. Akeredolu also said that the forum is satisfied with the rate at which the states in southern Nigeria are enacting and amending the anti-open grazing law. The forum also reaffirmed its position that the next president of Nigeria should come from the southern part of the country.
The meeting reiterated its earlier position that the next president of Nigeria must come from the southern part of Nigeria in line with policies of equity, justice, and fairness.
A social-political group, Grassroots Development Initiative (GDI), has restated call on Governor Nyesom Wike to contest for President of Nigeria come 2023. The group made the call at the Orashi Region Sensitization and Town Hall meeting in Aoda Town. Speaking during the event, President General of GDI, Bright Amayewule, urged the people to continue to give their support to the PDP.
Having considered the failure of the All Progressive Congress leadership in Nigeria, that we need to come back again and do that we did in 2012, where PDP took over the mantle of leadership at the federal level and at the state level, so that we can continue to maintain our position. Wike is very competent and qualified to lead Nigeria at the highest level. Having been able to also meet up with the yearnings of the people of Rivers State and returning back Port Harcourt to is the garden city of Nigeria, human capacity development, infrastructural development, all this put together, I think we find him worthy leading Nigeria at the highest level.
Also speaking, Deputy Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, commended the people of Arashi region for their loyalty and support to the PDP-led administration in the state. He said there is a robust relationship between the legislature, executive, and the judiciary for the development of the state.
Rivers State House of Assembly is the only assembly that is independent in Nigeria. The autonomy started even before others began houses of assembly across Nigeria. All the components needed for an assembly to be independent is resident in the Rivers State House of Assembly. Nothing is missing. The governor does not interfere in the running, in the financial obligation of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And of course, we can feel it by the dividends of democracy, the project in the various constituencies in Rivers State, and also by the projects the elected local government chairmen are doing.
GDI coordinator in Abua Odwa, Dominic John Iderima, who spoke on behalf of GDI local government coordinators, said they are convinced that Governor Nyesom Wike has the capacity to restore dignity to Nigerians and the economy.
Rising from the exhaustive deliberations of all members of GDI in our Russian region and carefully observing the good work of our dear Grand Patron, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, I do hereby move a motion of vote of confidence on our dear governor, Dr. Policy Project, and call on him to deploy his arsenal and review Nigeria. I so move.
3 executive bills sent to the Rivers State House of Assembly by Governor Nyesom Wike for consideration and passage into law, as well as a bill seeking to allow women share in family property, sponsored by the lawmaker representing Obiakpo Constituency 2, Michael Chinda, has passed first reading. The 3 executive bills are the Rivers State Integrity and Accountability Commission Bill 2021, Rivers State Housing Scheme for Judicial Officers Bill 2021, and Rivers State Judicial Institutes Bill 2021. Majority Leader of the House, Martin Amayewule, in his submission, spoke on the importance of the bills.
River State Fisher Institute Bill 2021-7. This bill is a bill for law to establish River State Judicial Institute for Connected Market. When passed to law, this bill may be cited as the River State Judicial Institute Bill 2021. We have before us River State Integrity and Stability Commission Bill 2021-8. It's a bill for a law to establish the River State Integrity and Stability Commission for Connected Market. Figuratively, it has 8 clauses when passed into law, besides the River State Integrity and Stability Commission Bill 2021.
Also, the lawmaker representing Obiakpo Constituency 2, Michael Chinda, explained the importance of a bill seeking to allow women share in family property.
Child includes adopted female children or children born out of wedlock whose paternity has been established by the father. It should not also try. But 3 is some penal provisions. Whoever offends the law will serve jail, go to prison for 5 years, or pay 500,000 naira, or will suffer both. In addition, that goes, that land, that royalty, that building which is deprived the applicant, the complainant, or the victim, you must relinquish it to her.
The State House of Assembly adjourned sitting to September 21, 2021. The 9th Legislative Assembly of Ikure Local Government Area says they are satisfied with the achievements of the Council Chairman Samuel Wanosike in the area. Leader of the 9th Legislative Assembly, Uwambuisi Chikwe Tasie, who spoke shortly after members of the House inspected some ongoing and completed projects by the administration of Engineer Wanosike as part of their oversight function, said they are impressed with what the chairman has done. He said the Ikure Legislative Assembly will continue to give him support to ensure it does more for the people.
We are very, very satisfied with his performance so far. We are impressed with what we've seen, and we thank the chairman for running a very purposeful and people-oriented government in ensuring that the projects are not just cited for the sake of it. They meet the direct challenges and peculiarities of the individual communities that make up our world. That is very, very important.
Some members of the 9th Legislative Assembly of Ikure Local Government Area spoke on the achievement of Samuel Wanosike in the area.
Just one chairman who have decided to walk to show passion. The project, because we know the price issue, we have adjusted to make sure that every
On his part, the Director of Works in Ikure Local Government, Joseph Amiofori, said the projects were reportedly supervised to ensure that they are executed in line with specifications.
Just one chairman who have decided to walk to show passion. The project, because we know the price issue, we have adjusted to make sure that every material will stand the test of time. We don't say because the prices of materials have gone up, therefore we're going to look for the lower one. We've been using the best one to make sure that every of our project will meet up with the specification and the standard expected. In fact, inputted in our bill of quantity.
Some members of the 9th Legislative Assembly of Ikure Local Government Area spoke on the achievement of Samuel Wanosike.
I'm happy, we are grateful. Our chairman has impressed us. He has fulfilled all that he has said in the manifesto during the campaign. We are happy, we are impressed.
I'm very, very happy for what our chairman is doing. When we are campaigning, he said you are going to finish this in 100 days in office, and he have done it. We are very happy what I've seen today.
Well, I'm short of words because what I have seen today has really impressed me. It has really showed that following somebody like Honorable Samuel Wanosike, we didn't make any mistake in supporting him, and also I am happy that he has fulfilled all our campaign promises. So in our various world, I think we're happy, and our people will be very happy, and they will be impressed to take us to the next level.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that some of the projects inspected include the ongoing construction of 14 classroom blocks in Omademe, Omagwa and Alu communities, health centers in Omagwa and Omawa, Ubima police station, modern bushmeat market at Omagwa, among others. Away from that, Tambarik Godwin Gbara, who was abducted on Monday evening, has been freed by his abductors. Speaking with Nigerian FM shortly after his release, Mr. Godwin Gbara said he was abducted on his way home after boarding a black saloon car he thought was a taxi. He said an argument between his abductors led to his release this morning around the Choba Bridge area.
On Monday evening, on my way back to my home, I boarded a taxi from Casablanca in Cherry, heading to Ajib Junction. So by the time I drove from the taxi, I saw another taxi, a black saloon car. The moment I entered, one of the men at the back called me by my name, and I answered, said, send a text message to that press interview you want to attend by 5 o'clock. Tell the person that you're not coming any longer due to the state of your health and for safety purposes. So I was compelled to send that text where I was taken to. So I was there for days.
Recall that Mr. Godwin Barra was one of the 2 persons declared wanted by the state government over allegations of criminal activities and harassment of contractors, particularly Julius Berger in the state. Rivers State Police Command has arrested one Nali Osita, who they say is a member of a notorious car snatching syndicate that specializes in robbing private taxi drivers in the state. Police PRO Nnamdi Omoni told correspondent Suebere Wari that its Octopus Strike Force unit arrested Mr. Osita while investigating a case of car snatching reported by a boat driver.
In the course of investigation, operatives of that unit got some clues which they worked on, and eventually their investigation led them to your hideout in Gambia Street, same Diob, where they had perfected plans to sell the snatched car. However, on citing the police, criminals abandoned the snatched car, while looking at on the suspect that was arrested, that's Nali Osita. He was arrested from the scene where he's making useful statements and helping us in our investigation.
The boat driver, Yusuf Ogunshola, narrated his experience.
Tracking device in it to be able to get the number from the document, so we were able to track it down. So when we went to the location where we found the car, that was when some arrests were made. And after the arrest, that was when they discovered that one of the guys they arrested was receiving a phone call relating to the car, that there was somebody else questioning him about the car and confirming if police officers were around. The only person I could recognize specially is the one that came with me from Warri. For the other guys, it was very, very dark at night. With the cooperation of everybody, I believe they will do their job effectively.
The suspect, Nali Osita, has denied being a member of the car snatching syndicate.
After I saw that I'm with the police, he called me and questioning me about school or the car.
A Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has sentenced the prophetess Edna Lovely Wolelu and Onyema Bright Wolu to life imprisonment for causing the death of Israel Jodrell in 2012. Lovely Wolelu, a prophetess with a spiritual church in Rumeche in Emoha local government area, was reported to have prepared a love potion for Bright Wolu to be administered on her female friend, late Jodrell, who was a prophet in another spiritual church within the community. Bright Wolu stated that she administered the love potion to her male friend to get financial assistance from him, but didn't know it would lead to his death. Still ahead, Rivers University's released cut-off mark for admission. Stay tuned. Universities in Rivers State have released their cut-off marks. Our correspondent who visited the various tertiary institutions in the state reports that the cut-off mark for Rivers State University is 160, University of Port Harcourt is 150. Ignatius Ajuri University of Education is 140, Kensarawiwa Polytechnic 120, and Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic Rumola 150. President Ogoni Liberation Initiative Douglas Fabeke has said work has commenced at the site designated for High-Tech Polytechnic in Etel community in Eleme local government area of Rivers State. High-Tech is a private industrial polytechnic that is expected to operate on the foundation of entrepreneurship. Dr. Fabeke, during his bush clearing yesterday, said the entrepreneurship department of the polytechnic will provide skills for the youths when commissioned. He thanked the landlord and the people of Etel Eleme for the kind reception given to him and the cooperation among members of his group and the Eleme Kingdom. He commended Eleme Council Chairman for his leadership style, which he said has brought peace to the area. The President of Ogoni Liberation Initiative also visited Bangoy community, Taliko government area, where he urged the people to be law-abiding. Dr. Fabeke commended Thai Council boss and urged the communities to support the chairman because of his good leadership style. Echie local government area chairman Obina Anyanwu has forwarded the names of supervisors and special advisors nominees to the local government legislative council for screening and approval. Chief Press Secretary to the Council, Robinson Oluo, in a statement listed the supervisor nominees as Choco Best Uche, Nicholas Onyenwonwa, Amadi Onyebuchi Precious, Njoku Jasper, and Thank God Kelechi Njoku. While special advisors nominees are Chima Njoku Hope Oluo, Uche Onwuju, Samuel Azuna Chinaka, and Jennifer Adanne Mezi. According to the statement, nominees are expected to appear before the local government legislative council with their 20 copies each of their credentials on Monday next week by 9 a.m. for screening and confirmation. The statement also added that Dr. Obina Anyanwu approved the constitution of a task force on oil bunkering, which has Collins Nwankwo as chairman and Noble Nwuga as secretary. Members are Promise Nwaigwe Anele, Chimezie Samuel, Felix Nwankwo, and Livinus Azonwu. The Environmental Sanitation Committee will be chaired by Wilfred Ahunanya, while Kingsley Onyegam will serve as secretary. Members are Nnamdi Uwanaka, Prince Wonsu, Chimenem Opolum Noble, and Onwuchekwe Chukwubueze. Members of both committees are expected to be present at the Council Secretariat in Okei on Monday next week by 9 a.m. for their inauguration. The paramount ruler of Ovele, Umvakohia in Rumekbe, Eze Dennis Orji, says the community will not permit Onyegala Okudu to speak on behalf of them over the crisis rocking the membership of the Rumekbe NDPRMOU committee. Eze Orji, who said is also the chairman of Vakaohia's traditional council of chiefs, spoke while responding to the comments credited to Okudu that he is the paramount ruler of Ovele Vakaohia.
Well, Jivanyalo could claim that to be the primary rule of Wilbakaya, which is not true. You claim what is not. We don't want any trouble to come for our community again. Some of have been in the assembly for the great 8 years today. You never visited the ways. If you love us, you don't know something to do. Our constitution project, you never said anyone for us. Only to come cause trouble or to negotiate for us. Why? Who did not mandate him? Now, the Rumekbe is made by 8 villages. I want every village to be represented and to go ahead with the landlords and everything. So, which is some of what the company say the other day. We never send for MOU committee. If we don't want to go to MOU, I think the committee will sit and arrange who go and who not go.
Also speaking on the matter, the youth president of Avakohia Rumekbe, Frank Oda, urged the lawmaker representing Emoha constituency, Sam Oge, to stop fueling crisis in the area. Mr. Oda said he wrote a petition to the lawmaker over this matter and no action was taken by him.
I was elected on April 2nd and was inaugurated April 6th by the National Youth Council of Nigeria, led by Ambassador Chijoke Ihunwo. There is no evidence to show that they are achieved. So I'm advising him as a youth leader. I never want to go into crisis anymore because everything boils down to the youth. So I'm whoever, and I'm sending warning to those who want to instigate another crisis in Rumekbe community. I'm sending signal that we as a youth, me as a youth leader, and my executive, we will fish them out.
Well, Jivanyalo could claim that to be the primary rule of Wilbakaya, which is not true. You claim what is not. We don't want any trouble to come for our community again. Some have been in the assembly.
I was elected on April 2nd and was inaugurated April 6th by the National Youth Council of Nigeria, led by Ambassador Chijioke Ihunwo. I have to write a petition to his office, but up to date, he has not honored that petition. I don't know that he has another plan. So as a youth leader, I'm advising the lawmaker, he should desist from that. If the community want to go and review the MOU, I think the community has power. The community has Royal Highness. For now, we are able to handle our situation.
The youth president of Avacon here also urged youths in the area to stop allowing themselves to be used by selfish individuals and politicians in the area.
There is no evidence to show that they achieve. So I'm advising him as a youth leader. I never want to go into crisis anymore because everything boils down to the youth. So I'm whoever, and I'm sending warning to those who want to instigate another crisis in Rumekwe community. I'm sending signal that we as a youth, me as a youth leader, and my executive, we will fish them out. Because we know what we suffered before. We know the setback that Rumekwe has passed before. And the same people who instigated the crisis before have started again.
Recall that on Monday, some persons from Rumekwe called on Governor Wike to prevail on the lawmaker representing Emoha constituency in the State House of Assembly, Sam Oge, to stop the imposition of NDPR MOU committee members on the community. This later led to another set of persons disowning the statement credited to the other group. On the foreign scene, Time magazine has listed 7 Africans among its list of 100 most influential people in the world for 2021. The Nigerian head of the WTO, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, featured on the list. On the news this morning, you heard that Nigerians have reacted as Femi Fani Kayode joins the APC. A lawmaker representing Oyigbo Tai Eleme at the House of Representatives, Chisom Dike, has left the PDP. He says he did so because only one person takes all decisions in the party and members cannot complain or have a say. A court has sentenced a prophetess and a member to life imprisonment for causing the death of a man in Port Harcourt. The police in Rivers State have arrested a member of a car-snatching syndicate. Tambari Godwin Gbara, who was abducted on Monday evening, has been freed by his abductors. On the foreign scene, 7 Africans are on Time magazine's list of 100 most influential people in the world for 2021. The news was edited by Noho Ugbeviri. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit www.nigerianfo.fm. Light showers expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time.